This is Nancy Leader on the Zeta Report.
In June and July of 2009, the world was presented with some horrific examples of what the Zeta state is electronic interference from the charged dust cloud of Planet X. The first occurred on June 1st when Air France 447, flying from Rio to Paris, plunged into the Atlantic Ocean. The only clue was a series of 24 computer-relayed messages sent over a 4-minute period, stating that one after another electronic systems on the plane had failed. The Zetas had been warning of this due to the charged tail of Planet X, which is increasingly wafting toward Earth. We have repeatedly warned that electromagnetic disturbances could be anticipated as the charged tail of Planet X turned toward the Earth. When failure happens on the ground, there is an outage. The lights go out, but nothing crashes to the ground. When a massive failure, however temporary, occurs in an airliner, time catches up with those affected. As the airliner is temporarily out of control, and in turbulent weather, this can prove disastrous. Zeta Talk. Yes, the plane was flying through rough weather, but this does not bring planes down. Yes, the plane might have been struck by lightning, but planes are designed to resist this. In fact, for 40 years, no plane had crashed due to lightning strikes. The debris field showed a fuel smear, and the bodies, when recovered, were not burned. This was not due to an explosion. No terrorist bomb was involved. But what was obvious was that the crash had occurred over the Atlantic Rift. The Atlantic Rift curls down the Atlantic from Iceland to South Africa like a giant S. This has been formed as the Atlantic widens during continental drift. Per the Zetas, this is a surface magnet. When magma hardens, the iron particles align with the Earth's magnetic field. Per the Zetas, there is no other place on Earth that has this much hardened magma aligned magnetically. This surface magnet accentuated the electromagnetic pulse that flooded over Air France 447, creating a deadly situation.
Have there been more such examples?
And by July 2009, a second Airbus going down off the coast of Yemen. There were some high winds with the plane repositioning itself for a landing when suddenly the plane went into the water. A single survivor, a teenage girl, describes feeling electrocuted just prior to the crash. It should be noted that such problems with the Airbus, unrecoverable electronic failures, has not been reported in the past. On June 22, 2009, the DC Metro was under automatic control, slowing and stopping a train if another train was sensed on the tracks ahead. Of course, this is an electronic sensor. Per a passenger's report, the oncoming train did announce it would be stopping, and slowed, then suddenly sped up again. Then on July 5th, a similar accident happened at Disney World in Florida. The Disney monorail was also under an electronic anti-collision system. Per one passenger, technical difficulties had been delaying the monorail the hour before the crash.
Is there any proof that electromagnetic disturbance from the tail of Planet X is causing this?
Yes. During January 2009, when the world was experiencing a spate of fireballs screaming through the atmosphere, a magnetic shockwave was recorded by a Japanese space station simulation site, the National Institute of Information and Communication Technology. This shockwave took 7 minutes to pass by the Earth. During this week, there were no sunspots, no CMEs bursting out from the sun, and the solar wind was quiescent. This was not from the sun. And there is the admission from the U.S. military that GPS will be faltering. Of course, it's already faltering, but they're trying to reduce expectations. This is yet another prediction made by the Zetas at the start of Zeta Talk saga in 1995 that has come true. The months before the cataclysms, satellite failure will be sporadic. The power brokers among the elite will find businesses floundering, stocks fallen almost to the ground, and the reliance of the military on communications creating chaos. Zeta Talk, 1995.
Until next time on the Zeta Report, I'm Nancy Leader.